Howdy, TMI family. As a community built on the values of Jesus Christ, one of our core commitments is to love our neighbors as ourselves. This is one of Jesus' greatest commandments and is found over a dozen times in the Bible. But it raises the question, how do we love our neighbors? What concrete steps can we take to share the care and concern and compassion of Christ with them? Jesus tells us in Matthew chapter 25 that when we care for the needy, the vulnerable, and the sick, we care for Him. And one concrete step that we can take during this time of pandemic is to wear a mask to limit the transmission of all kinds of bacteria and viruses, especially COVID-19. So let's put the values of Jesus into practice and love our neighbors as ourselves and care for the vulnerable among us by wearing a mask. Thank you, TMI, for sharing the love of God by not sharing your bacteria and viruses.
Hi, TMI family. I'm Dr. Trisha Hillier. And just like many of you, I'm looking forward to school in the fall. A big concern, however, is how to keep our campus safe with the presence of COVID-19. One of the ways we can significantly decrease the spread of the virus is by wearing a mask. People are most infectious in the initial period when they may unknowingly transmit the virus. And because the virus spreads through respiratory droplets, the very act of talking, coughing, or sneezing is a way of transmitting it. While we're still learning a lot about this virus, the CDC now recommends wearing a face covering or a mask in public settings. This simple act has been shown to help decrease the spread of the virus. It provides an extra layer that obstructs a high portion of the droplets. When masks are used, it has been shown to substantially lower community spread. When I choose to wear my mask, I'm not just protecting myself, I'm also protecting you.
Everybody needs to understand that these are not a luxury item, that these are actually the key to whether or not we can continue to open up the economy. And I'd love for you, Dr. Bridger, because we continue to see these ridiculous things about how masks are not effective and how this is not an important thing for people. I'd love for you to explain why this actually is one of the important things that we can do. And if we want to go to restaurants and bars and all these things that people have been anxious to do this and don't listen to the experts, not social media.
So masks work because they impede the flow of the virus from your mouth and from your nose. So when you wear a mask, you are protecting other people from what is coming from you. And then when another person wears a mask, then they are providing that level of protection as well. So the best case scenario for masking is when two people have on masks, they're both decreasing the amount of virus that can escape from them into the air and potentially infect other people. When you also wear a mask, you can decrease the amount of that virus that you would be exposed to. So it's really important to do that. Yes.
And when I hear that explanation, I know some people say, well, the virus is tiny, it's microscopic, it's going to go through these little threads. How does that stop the virus?
So it doesn't stop all of it, but it stops enough of it. The thing about viruses is you need a critical mass in order for that virus to be able to infect you. And so when you are able to reduce that viral load down below that critical mass, then the onesies and twosies that get through out into the air, your body can fight that off. It's when it gets inundated with all that heavy load of virus. So reducing the amount of virus that gets out, yeah, it's not 100%, but by reducing the amount that gets out, that gives you a better chance of having your body defend yourself against that virus.
Well, hi there, TMI. It's so great to see you. I just got back in from doing a little shopping. I know, big surprise, right? Anyway, I sure have missed seeing all of you. This spring certainly didn't turn out like any of us had planned. But here's what I know. Corona didn't define us. Corona isn't going to stop us from being together again. Corona didn't build this place called TMI. Our community built TMI. Our community makes TMI great. Our community makes TMI the school kids want to attend. Our community defines us. Together, we are TMI. You know, Summers are always great, and I know I always look forward to them, and probably you do too. But I will tell you what, there is nothing I am more excited about than seeing all of you back on campus in August. If you're like me and you want to get back to campus, see your friends, your teachers, your coaches, and all the people that make TMI great, we all have to commit to taking care of each other. That means wearing a mask when it's required and following the safety guidelines that all of us need to do. Not just me, not just you, but all of us. We have to do our part so that we can stay on campus and see our friends, your teachers, our community. Things will inevitably happen, changes will pop up, and we're all going to need to be flexible. But never forget, we're all in this together. Together, we can take care of each other. Together, we are stronger. Together, we are better. And together, we are TMI.
Thank you, TMI, for wearing a mask.
Thank you, TMI, for wearing your mask.
Thank you for wearing your mask while at TMI. We really appreciate it.